Beowulf, translated by Lesslie Hall. Book 13, Grendel is Vanquished. For no cause whatever would the earlman's defender leave in life joys the loathsome newcomer. He deemed his existence utterly useless to men under heaven. Many a noble of Beowulf brandished his battle sword old, would guard the life of his lord and protector, the far-famous chieftain, if able to do so. While waging the warfare, this wist they but little, brave battle thanes, while his body intending to slit into slivers, and seeking his spirit, that the relentless foeman, nor finest of weapons of all on the earth, nor any of war-bills was willing to injure. But weapons of victory, swords and such like, he had sworn to dispense with. His death at that time must prove to be wretched, and the far-away spirit widely should journey into enemies' power. This plainly he saw then, who was mirth of mood, malice no little had wrought in the past on the race of the earthmen. To God he was hostile, that his body would fail him, but Hygelac hardy henchman and kinsman held him by the hand. Hateful to other was each one if living. A body wound suffered the direful demon, damage incurable was seen on his shoulder. His sinews were shivered, his body did burst. To Beowulf was given glory in battle. Grendel from thenceward must flee and hide him in the fen cliffs and marshes, sick unto death. His dwelling must look for, unwinsome and woeful. He wist the more fully the end of his earthly existence was nearing, his life days' limits. At last for the Danemen, when the slaughter was over, their wish was accomplished. The comer from far land had cleansed then of evil, wise and valiant, the war hall of Hrothgar saved it from violence. He joyed in the night work, in repute for prowess, the prince of the Geatmen. For the East Danish people his boast had accomplished, bettered their burdensome bale sorrows fully. The craft got evil they erstwhile had suffered, and were forced to endure from crushing oppression their manifold misery. 'Twas a manifest token when the hero in battle, the hand suspended, the arm and the shoulder, there was all of the claw of Grendel together, 'neath great stretching hall roof. Book 14, Rejoicing of the Danes. In the mist of the morning, many a warrior stood round the gift hall, as the story is told me. Folk princes fared them from far and from near, through long stretching journeys, to look at the wonder, the footprints of the foemen. Few of the warriors who gazed on the foot tracks of the inglorious creature, his parting from life pained very deeply. How, weary in spirit, off from those regions, in combats conquered, he carried his traces, fated and flying to the flood of the Knickers. There, in bloody billows, bubbled the currents. The angry eddy was everywhere mingled, and seething with gore, welling with sword blood. He death-doomed had hid him, when reaved of his joyance, he laid down his life in the lair he had fled to, his heathenish spirit where hell did receive him. Thence the friends from of old backward turned them, and many a yonker from merry adventure, striding their stallions, stout from the seaward, heroes on horses. There were heard very often Beowulf's praises. Many often asserted that neither south nor north in the circuit of waters or outstretching earth plain, none other was better. Mid bearers of war shields, more worthy to govern, 'neath the arch of the ether. Not any, however, 'gainst the friend lord muttered, mocking words uttered, of Hrothgar the gracious, a good king he. Oft the fame ones permitted their fallow-skinned horses to run in rivalry, racing and chasing, where the fieldways appeared to them fair and inviting, known for their excellence. Oft a thane of the folklore, a man of celebrity, mindful of rhythms, who ancient traditions treasured in memory, new word groups found, properly bound. The bard after gan then Beowulf's venture wisely to tell of, and words that were clever to utter skillfully, earnestly speaking. Everything told he that he heard as to Sigmund's mighty achievements, many things hidden, the strife of the whale-sing, the wide-going ventures. The children of men knew of but little, the feud and the fury, but Fitela with him, when such like matters he minded to speak of. Uncle to nephew, as in every contention, each to other was ever devoted. A numerous host of the race of the Scathers they had slain with the sword edge. To Sigmund accrued then no little of glory when his life days were over, since he sturdy in struggle had destroyed the great dragon, the hoard treasure's keeper. 'Neath the hoar-grayish stone he, the son of the Atheling, unaided adventured the perilous project. Not present was Fitela, yet the fortune befell him of forcing his weapon through the marvellous dragon, that it stood in the wall, well-honoured weapon. The worm was slaughtered. The Great One had gained then, by his glorious achievement, to reap from the ring-hoard richest enjoyment, as best it did please him. His vessel he loaded, shining ornaments on the ship's bosom carried, kinsman of Wales. The drake in heat melted. He was farthest famed of fugitive pilgrims, mid wide-scattered world-folk, for works of great prowess. War trooper's shelter, hence waxed he in honour. Afterward Heremod's hero strength failed him, his vigour and valour. Mid venomous haters, to the hands of foemen he was foully delivered, oft driven early. Agony billows oppressed him too long, to his people he became then, to all of the Aethelings an ever great burden. And the daring one's journey in days of yore, many wise men were wont to deplore, such as hoped he would bring them help in their sorrow, that the son of their ruler should rise into power, holding the headship held by his fathers, should govern the people, the gold hoard and borough, the kingdom of heroes, the realm of the Scyldings. He to all men became then far more beloved, Hygelac's kinsman to kindreds and races. To his friends much dearer, him malice assaulted, oft running and racing, on roadsters they measured the dun-coloured highways. Then the light of the morning was hurried and hastened. Went henchmen in numbers to the beautiful building, bold ones in spirit, to look at the wonder. The liege lord himself then, from his wife-bower wending, warden of treasures, glorious trod, with troopers unnumbered, famed for his virtues, and with him the queen-wife, measured the meadways, with maidens attending.